Since 2020, Wrexham have been on a constant rise, and this season has been no different. They've officially been promoted to League One after only spending a year in League Two. These guys are legit playing career mode in real life. And with the backing of Hollywood duo Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, it really does make you wonder how far Wrexham can go. And guys, that's where I come in, as for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be the Red Dragons' brand new manager. The goal is to help Wrexham continue to climb the ladder of English football and win them their first ever Champions League trophy to crown them the world's best club. So here is the starting 11 we've loaded into with Wrexham, and honestly, even for a League One team, this is actually a pretty decent squad. I mean, they've got Elliot Lee, they've got Arthur Okonkwo, who in my previous takeover with Wrexham turned out to be one of the greatest stories football ever told, and if you know, you bloody know. And there is of course Paul Mullen, 28, 68 rated, but that 68 rating is doing him a disservice, man. He's so goddamn good. And you know what, guys, for a League One team, it's actually a fairly young side overall. I mean, our highest rated players are all in their mid to late 20s. But that's not saying it's not an old team, guys, because there are a fair share of old players in this Wrexham side that we do have to sort out at some point. And you may have noticed I keep mentioning they're a League One team. Well, that's where we put them in Season 1-2 alongside other promoted side from League 2 Stockport. And they've actually got a League 1 budget too, 3 million in total. I actually double checked this before I started the career mode. Their budget's actually on par, if not more than some League 1 sides. So even with us being in League One, guys, I still do think we're going to do quite well. However, I do want to put my spin on this Wrexham side. Now, the first thing I've done is changed to the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow formation. It kind of just makes sense considering this team doesn't have any wingers. And we are going to get the Red Dragons playing beautiful football in League One as we're playing the tiki-taka style of play. And for now, at least, guys, this is what I believe is going to be the strongest starting 11 going into Season 1. This is before we make any signings, that is. And even though we've got 3 mil in our budget, guys, I kind of want a little bit more to work with, so I've already made a list of the players I'm putting on the transfer list. And here they all are. Some are going on loan, some are actually getting sold, but one way or the other, guys, this is going to happen in Season 1. And as you can see, I have been very, very busy. I've loaned loads of players out, I've sold a couple of players, and thanks to that, our budget has actually increased. Not by much, only 1 million, but that's 1 million more we can spend on players, and in League One, that's pretty damn decent. And I'm willing to bet a lot of you saw this first transfer coming. Arthur Okonkwo, I'm bringing him in on a permanent deal from Arsenal. He's worth 1.4 million, but with him being on loan, I reckon we can get this close to 1 million. So let's see if I'm right. 1 million in total. That leaves us with 2.6 million for the rest of the transfers. They want a 14% sign clause. That's absolutely fine and dandy with me, Arteta. And there we go, guys. That's my first official transfer done as Wrexham's manager. And my second one's going to be central coast centre midfielder Josh Nisbet, 24, 68 rated, and his contract's running out, meaning we'll get a much cheaper deal. And following him is my long lost brother Will Goodwin from Oxford United, 21 years old, 64 overall. I'm willing to bet we can turn this guy into a little bit of a monster, you know. And that is officially our first transfer window wrapped up, as for the combined total of 1.6 million, we signed both of these players on 4 and 5 year deals. But behind the scenes, I've been training Elliot Lee to become an attacking midfielder. Unfortunately, he stayed put at 66 rated. But ladies and gents, this is how the starting 11 looks going into Season 1 in League One, and honestly, I think we've got a very good chance of doing pretty well. And it's already a good start, guys. We've won our first game and we're inside the top 6. However, this season, I don't quite think promotion is on the cards. This year, we've got to settle for just mid-table. But one thing I do want to see a lot of is improvement from this team. I want this year to set ourselves up for success in Season 2. And you know what? I think that's exactly what we've been able to do. Look at some of the improvements in these players. None of them are really 70 rated or high 70s yet, but it's definitely better than what they used to be. And this is exactly why I love Paul Mullen, man. 31 goals, 9 assists in 56 games. He might not be 70 rated, he might not be the youngest player in the world, but he knows how to score goals. That's not discrediting Elliot Lee or my long lost brother Will Goodwin, but it just shows you how good Paul Mullen actually is. And judging by the morale on these players, half of them are happy, some of them are content. Honestly, I reckon we've done better than just mid-table. This is legit nuts, guys. guys, we're in the playoffs alongside Pompey, Charlton Athletic and Wickham. How have we done this? We're even in the playoff finals against Portsmouth after smashing Wickham 5-2 on aggregate. There's no shot we actually get promotion back to back to back. I mean, it's a decent team we're up against. I've managed Portsmouth before and I know just how good that team is. But I'd be stupid to write Wrexham off. Oh, we were very unlucky. 2-1, we lose to Portsmouth. But you know what? The fact we made the playoffs in our first season as a newly promoted team to League One, that's just ridiculous. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't sort of glad we weren't promoted, because this team would get annihilated in the Championship. However, we did make it to the Bristol Street Motors Trophy semi-finals, only losing to Peterborough. But we did only make it to round 2 of the FA Cup, and also round 2 of the Carabao Cup as well. But if I look at season 1 as anything other than a massive W, I'm just a complete and total little moron, guys. Remember, we put Wrexham into League One because they just got promoted in real life to this division, and we still almost got promoted. You know how nuts that actually is? We just need to make a couple of improvements in this team, and who knows, guys, next year we may get promotion anyway. But one thing is for certain, our journey with the Red Dragons has only just begun. But my race to 100,000 subs with Rahman hasn't just begun, guys. Help me beat Rahman to 100k by liking this video and smashing that subscribe button if you are new around here. I cannot let Rahman win this race. Now, as we start season 2, guys, I have made a signing which not only do I think is going to be a game changer for this season, but in the long run is going to turn into an absolute monster too. I signed Frankie Amaya from RB Salzburg for 1.8 million. He's only 23, 70 rated already. Guys, in League One football, he'll be one of the best players in the league, and honestly, I think he's going to take us to the next level. And just look at that midfield now with Amaya in it, man. I definitely feel like this is a good move. And that leaves us £5 million to spend on the team, and honestly, after looking at it, I just want 2 centre-backs, and I know just who to bring in. The first player being Ibane Bowett from TSV Hartberg. He's 21, 70 rated, and his contract's running out, and we all know how much I love a bargain. And his centre-back partner is going to be Facundo Rodriguez from Argentina, 24, 73 rated. I think them pair in League One are going to tear it up. But ladies and gents, these guys almost broke our bank as we spent 4.65 million to bring them both to Wrexham. But just look at the state of this starting 11 going into season 2. This is a League One team, remember. I am 100% expecting promotion this year, man. If last season we came this close to it automatically, then this year we should absolutely swamp League One. And guys, judging by the looks of some of these overalls, guys, a lot of 70 rated players, low 70 rated players, mid 70 and high 70, I definitely feel like we've done it. And these stats just confirm it, man. 16-1 from my long lost brother, 17-10 for Ali Elite, and 35-3 for Paul Mullin, man. What a G. Everybody's morale is good, everybody's sharp as well. We've definitely done it, man. I'll be very surprised if we haven't. Hello, Championship Football. We are the champions of League One in convincing fashion as well. However, this time we did finish rock bottom of the BSM trophy, but you know what? It is what it is. But this time we made it to round 3 of the FA Cup, but got knocked out straight away in the Carabao Cup by Barnsley. But you know what I say to that, guys? Oh, bloody well. We've got Championship Football with the Red Dragons in season 3, and honestly, looking at the state of this team, I'd say we're only a couple of signings away from actually doing pretty well in it. Those signings being a couple of better fullbacks than Bolton and Mendy, and maybe a new CDM for Evans because he is getting on a bit at 30 years old. You could say that's the case for Elliot Lee, but as you've seen already, he's banging goals in left, right and centre from his role that he's playing in, so right now he's staying put in the starting 11. One thing I'm intrigued about is how much money we're going to get next year, because we all know Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds aren't afraid to splash the cash with the Red Dragons. But apparently, guys, they didn't think we needed more than 7 million in season 3. I mean, that is slightly disappointing. We won the goddamn league after all. But to be fair, I've already been through the positions I want to sort out this year, and 7 million might just be enough. So starting with the right back, I'm going for AZ Alkmaar's Denzo Cassius. He's 22, 71 overall. He looks like a bit of a beast. As for the left back, I'm going for Bodo Glimt's Adam Sorensen. He's 24, 71 overall. This guy is absolutely rapid. I can see him tearing the Championship apart. And just like that, for the total sum amount of 5 million, we've got both of our fullbacks sorted. But that does leave us with only 1 mil to spend on a CDM, and honestly, I don't think that's enough money to bring in a better CDM than the one we currently got. But Wrexham have been known to bring in a couple of free agents in the past, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And it looks like I have found a monstrous CDM, guys. Lucien Igumi. I've definitely got that name wrong, but he's 23, 75 rated, 6'2". He's going to tear it up in the Championship. And there he is, guys, rocking that number 7 shirt, and oh my god, what a signing we've just made with this guy. And just look at the state of this team now that we've fixed this backline and brought in a much better CDM. We're not going to get the playoffs or promotion for that matter, but what we are going to do is way better than what people think we're capable of. But guys, even I didn't see this coming. We're in the playoffs alongside Middlesbrough, Southampton and Sunderland. I know we improved the team, but I did not think we were going to do this. But we did get knocked out in the semis by Southampton. Honestly, I really don't care though. The fact we made it to the playoffs in our first season in the Championship is nuts, man. Wrexham are so overpowered on FC24. We even made it to round 4 of the FA Cup this time. And we made it to the semis of the Carabao Cup. Wrexham, I'll say it again, are overpowered as hell on FC24. And once again, when you look at the stats, it's the same man. Paul Mullen, 30 goals this time with 5 assists in 57 games. What a hero. But I've got concerns with Paul Mullen, guys. He's 31 years old now. It'll only take him a couple of years before that overall starts to dwindle. And with that, I feel like next season's objectives have got to be changed, guys. We don't want to just be taking part in the Championship. We've got to get promotion, if for nobody else, for Paul Mullen. I mean, since we became the manager of Wrexham, he's been our top goal scorer and best player every single year without question. If anybody in this side deserves to taste top flight football, it's him. I just really hope the budget is increased a little bit more next year, man. Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds, you know exactly what you need to do, boys. And it looks like they've actually listened to me. 11 million to spend in season 4. They've only done that though because they want me to beat Ram to 100k, so you better like and subscribe, guys. Now I think the last pieces of the puzzle to get the Red Dragons to the Premier League is bringing in a better centre-back than Bowett and a better striker than my long-lost brother Goodwin. At this point, guys, I'm not too fussed about being ruthless with my transfers as long as we get Paul Mullen Premier League football before he retires. But in order to do this, as I've said, we need a better striker, and Kieran Bowie from Fulham is the man for the job. 23 years old, 73 overall, and he cost us 3.5 million overall. As for the centre-back, guys, Harry Darling looks like a fantastic option from Swansea City. 26 years old, 75 rated, and he's 6'2". This guy looks like a beast. And just like that, guys, our transfer window has concluded as we spent 5.4 million on Harry Darling. And just look at this team now, guys. For God's sake, if last year we came this close to promotion with a much bigger side than this, we should surely get it this year. And guys, judging by these stats alone, I think we might have clinched it. Elliot Lee, Kieran Bowie, and of course Paul Mullen, bagging goals left, right and centre. And some of the development in our players this year is simply being ridiculous. Just take a look for yourselves, guys. They are on another level. And judging by the morale on most of these players, it is looking promising. Honestly though, I will be devastated if we have to spend another season in the Championship. But we don't have to. We've won the Championship by 4 points in total, 101 points to be exact. We've finally done it. We even made the FA Cup final facing Man City and just losing to them as well. Bloody hell, we're on fire this year. But Accrington Stanley knocked us out in round 1 of the Carabao Cup. How does that make any sense? But ladies and gents, we've completed one of our objectives, getting the Red Dragons to the top flight of English football. But that means next year's transfer window is going to be vital in our survival, guys, because we're going to be playing against teams like Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, United, who are all top teams in England. So if we want to avoid being in the Championship in 2 seasons' time, we better get our act together next year and get these transfers right. But one thing's for certain, guys, for at least 1 season, the Red Dragons Wrexham are officially playing top flight English football. And with that promotion comes that promotion money, as always. 55 million to spend, but whilst this is good news, there is some bad news that we do have to address. The season we get to the Premier League is the season that Elliot Lee decides he's going to hang his boots up, and I was really gutted about this when I saw it. He's 32 years old, granted, but he's 75 rated. He's still a pretty decent player. But this one broke my heart, guys. Paul Mullen's actually retiring as well. I'm just really happy we were able to get him playing Premier League football before he actually hung his boots up. And before you start thinking it, because I know some of you are, I am not replacing either of them. I'm not a monster, guys. In their last season of their careers, they are going to be playing Premier League football. And I bet that's making you wonder something else. Where are we going to put this 55 million? Because that's a lot of money not to spend. But don't worry, guys, I've got a plan for this. And this may surprise you lot. I'm going to leave our goalkeeper Okonkwo and our entire back four alone because, quite frankly, guys, I feel like they're pretty strong. However, our midfielders, Amaya and Nisbet, aren't really that strong in comparison. I mean, they're both 76 overall. They're both still pretty young, to be fair. However, in the Premier League, I feel like they get torn apart. So I'm bringing in Jack McGlynn from the Blades. He's 24, he's 79 overall. He's a left-footed player, so he can slot straight in on the left-hand side of that midfield. And following him is Beñat Prados from Nottingham Forest. He's 26, 81 overall. And look at those stats, man. He's so well-rounded. A pure box-to-box midfielder, and that's exactly what we're after. And just like that, guys, for the total sum amount of 47.5 million, that's our first transfer window in the Premier League done and dusted. And one thing I'm loving about this team now, not only does the starting 11 actually look like an already established Premier League side, the bench as well is starting to come on leaps and bounds too with the depth. And yes, it's true, we do have a lot of players in the reserves just sitting there doing nothing, but let's be honest, guys, it's pointless selling these guys on just yet because they're worth absolute pennies anyway. But speaking of money, guys, I really hope the money we spent on Beñat Prados and Jack McGlynn was worth it in the end. The last thing I want is to get relegated, especially with it being Elliot Lee's and Paul Mullins' last season playing football, man. That's the last thing I want for them. Their last season playing football, they get relegated. What kind of ending is that? But thankfully, that's not the case, guys. We almost finished smack bang mid-table. For a newly promoted team, guys, Wrexham have done insanely well. And what makes this better, we were 15 points above the drop zone, so if we can do this for another season, we'll have established ourselves as a Premier League side. And guys, we had another decent FA Cup run, this time making it to round 5. And we made it to round 4 this time at the Carabao Cup. Honestly, this season has probably been our strongest one yet. And looking at the stats, guys, one player just stands out amongst the rest. Paul Mullin, 20 goals, 2 assists and 42 games. I cannot believe he's hanging his boots up at the end of this campaign. Don't get it twisted though, Kieran Bowie had a decent season and so did Jack McGlynn. What a bloody season he's had for a centre midfielder. But looking at the team's growth, certain individuals are really standing out amongst the rest, man, and this may cause a little bit of an issue going forward. Because top teams from around the world are going to start noticing players like Lucien Agomi, like Denso Cassius, and also Jack McGlynn, as daft as it sounds. And if next year's budget isn't as good as this season's budget, we may have to consider their offers, man, because if we are to stay in the Premier League, we've got to keep improving this team and not staying exactly where we are. But guys, this budget has not delivered, man. 39 million in total. I mean, it's decent, but it's not what we're after. You got to remember, guys, on top of improving the team as a whole, we need to replace Elliot Lee in that cam role because he's retired, and we certainly need a striker of Paul Mullins' caliber, banging goals in left, right, and centre. And Will Goodwin isn't that guy, ladies and gents. So this means I'm going to have to generate some money of my own. So I put all these players on the transfer list, including one Lucien Agomi, 26 years old, 85 rated with 44 mil. So I'm at least expecting 60 mil from him alone. And after managing to sell every single one of those players on the transfer list, we've now got 140 million in our budget. Now there's good news and bad news with the sale of Lucien Agomi. We sold him for 69.5 million, but the bad news, we sold his career down the drain because he went to bloody Tottenham Hotspur. But the good news is, with the money we've got, we can not only replace Elliot Lee and Paul Mullin in those respective positions, we can pretty much sort the entire team out if we wanted to. So starting with Elliot Lee's replacement, Giannis Constantelius from AS Monaco is who I'm eyeing up. He's only 25, 83 rated. This guy is an absolute monster, isn't he? As for Paul Mullin's replacement, I'm taking a risk on Colombian striker Emilio Aristizabal from Inter Milan. He's 22, 79 rated, but his contract's running out, guys, so we are going to get a bargain for this guy one way or the other. And there we go, guys. For the combined total of 57.5 million, we've managed to find a striker and an attacking midfielder to replace Paul Mullin and, of course, Elliot Lee. And with these signings, man, I genuinely feel like we've taken one step closer to not only establishing ourselves as a Premier League side, but taking one step closer to Europe. Now, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the fact we need to replace Lucien Agomi in that CDM role, but I went onto the free agents list and you guys will never guess who I found. I found the New Zealand free agent goat himself, Marco Stamenic. He's 26, he's 80 rated. Granted, he's nowhere near the player that we used to have in that position, but for free, we really cannot complain with this guy. And there he is, guys, in the Wrexham shirt, and that means for 57.5 million, we basically sorted out every single position we wanted to originally. And this leaves us 46 million in our budget, and you better believe we're spending this on the team. We're nowhere near the point yet where we can just throw money like this down the drain. And I think we spend that money on replacing Darling, to be honest. He's one of the weakest links in the starting 11. It may sound harsh, it may sound cruel, sure, but if we want to take Wrexham to the next level, this is what's got to be done. And I think bringing Axel Disasi in is a massive improvement in that role. He's 30 years old, 83 overall. He's not the fastest player in the world, but his defensive and physical stats make up for that. And that indeed concludes our business for this season, as we've just spent 30.1 million bringing Axel Disasi to Wrexham. And guys, I'm absolutely loving how this team looks, man. It's literally the perfect mixture of experience and young raw talent all bundled into one. I'm just hoping these signings can indeed take us to that next level, because honestly, I feel like we're capable of getting European football this year. And that is exactly what we've got, guys. Season 7, we're going to be playing Europa League football after finishing 5th in the Prem. And honestly, I feel kind of cheated that we didn't get Champions League football, 1 point away from being in that top 4, man. That is kind of gutting, but you know what? I'll definitely take the Europa League. But this time, we did only make it to round 4 of the FA Cup. But look who bloody won it. Bournemouth won the FA Cup. Luton Town and Bournemouth are in the final, man. We've got to win the FA Cup. If Luton Town and Bournemouth are doing it, we can definitely do it. And I don't even want to know where we finish in the Carabao Cup, considering the Bottle Jobs bloody won it. But one thing I will say, the improvement this year has once again been spectacular amongst the boys, man. We're definitely taking the step in the right direction to becoming a juggernaut in Europe. And it looks like my risk with Emilio Aristizabal paid off. 25 goals and 5 assists and 41 games, man. We've definitely found a suitable replacement for Paul Mullen. And the best thing is, guys, with us finishing inside the top 6, not only does that give us Europa League football next year, that automatically guarantees our budget skyrocketing. Well, it better do anyway, because I really don't want to be selling any one of these players, man. I feel like if we sell these guys, we're just taking 1 step forward and then taking 2 steps backwards. But guys, I'm very happy to say that the budget didn't let us down, and I've already made one signing that's going to take us 1 step closer to not only competing in the Europa League, but winning the entire damn thing. I just spent 56.5 million on Mexican striker Santiago Jimenez. He's 28, 85 overall. This guy's an absolute monster. And we still have 75 mil from the original 137 million, and I know just where to put this money. I'm throwing it all at Sven Botman, the Dutchman from Newcastle United. He's 29, 87 rated, 6'4". This guy's a beast in real life as well as this game. This one is a no-brainer. And guys, we got a bargain with this guy too, as his contract was running out, only having to spend 56.5 million. I'm so excited about season 7, guys. Botman and Jimenez are the real deal, ladies and gents, and they're definitely going to help elevate Wrexham to that next level. And this will be their chance to do it, as we are in Group H in the Europa League alongside Mainz, LASK, and a team I'm pretty sure is Turkish, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. I'm expecting so many things from this team this year, man. Top 4 football at the very least, and I'm definitely expecting us to win at least 1 trophy. And this is a fantastic start, guys. We've won the Europa League in our first time in it, beating Villarreal to do it. So one way or the other, guys, we've got UCL football for season 8. We've started with a bang in Europe. The question is, how have we done in England? Oh my god, we flopped in England, 9th in the Premier League. How the freaking hell's that happened there? I mean, when you look at the points, it was insanely close from 10th in the league to top 6, but still, man, we should easily be getting top 4 football with the team we've got. To top it off, Wycombe knocked us out in round 4 of the FA Cup, but we did make the Carabao Cup semi-finals, just losing to United on aggregate. I still don't get how this team didn't even get top 6 football, man. This team is levels above where we finished, man. Absolute levels above it. But credit where credit's due, some of our players did carry the boats. Jack McGlynn, Constantelios, Aristizabal, and of course Santiago Jimenez in his debut season for us. However, after properly looking at that Premier League table, I've noticed we conceded way more goals than everybody around us, so that might be why we finished where we did. We've just established our front 3, know exactly where the back of that net is. However, our defensive lineup may need to be strengthened going into season 8. But the good news is, with us winning the Europa League, that gives us qualification to the Champions League, and that also gives us guaranteed boost in our budget next year. But to be honest, with Bayern Munich and PSG making the UCL final and us tanking massively in the Prem, we're definitely going to need that money. But somehow, even after winning the Europa League, our budget's gone down to 110 million. Ryan Reynolds, I was going to go watch Deadpool 3 when it comes out, but you can shove it now. But luckily, 110 million should cover us bringing in a brand new goalkeeper and improving our back 4. So I'm bringing in a keeper who, at the time of recording this video, has made it to the semis of the UCL in real life. Gregor Kobel from Dortmund. He's 32 years old, he's 90 overall, and his contract's expiring, and we all know how much I love a bargain. And following him is fullback Levi Colwell from Brentford. He's 27, 83 rated, his contract's expiring, but regardless, I'd have brought him into the team anyway. This guy is so goddamn good. And despite having a decrease in our budget, we still managed to sort our goalkeeper and defense out for 71 million. And just look at the team now, guys. Not a single weakness in the entire team, and even our bench looks stacked at this point. And that certainly bodes well for us, as it's our first time in the UCL in Group C alongside Juve, RB Leipzig and Dynamo Kiev, and that, when you really think about it, is honestly a group of death. But we're off to a great start in the Prem, guys. 3 games played and 3 wins, currently undefeated. Let's hope we can keep this going until the very end of the season so we can finally crown Wrexham the best team in England. And we've done exactly that. Wrexham are the Premier League champions in Season 8, and we can finally say that they are the best team in England. It was a 2-horse race in the end. Man City were hot on our tail, but ultimately we were just too strong for them this year. But apparently Arsenal were too strong for us in the FA Cup. And Blackpool apparently were stronger than us in the Carabao Cup as well. Go bloody figure. But guys, we topped the group of death. Look at how close it was. Juve were hot on our tail. RB Leipzig got 10 points. Poor Dynamo Kiev, man. They never stood a chance, did they? But in the round of 16, we absolutely annihilated Benfica. And we just got past Milan. In the quarters, we could be playing PSG, Man City, Lille. Oh, give me Lille. Please give me Lille. We didn't get Lille. We got Man City, and we beat them 2-1 in the semis. We're playing PSG in the final. Oh, I'd have loved to have played Lille. Give me Lille instead of PSG, for God's sake. And just look at that team, for God's sake. Of course, Kylian Mbappe still plays for them. Of course, Lee Kangin and Xavi Simon still plays for them, man. It's the same front three every single time. But Jesus, look at these stats, guys. 33 and 6 for Jimenez, 23 and 4 for Aristizabal, and 16 and 15 for Giannis Constantelias. What an absolute monster he is, by the way. And this is indeed the team going in to the UCL final. Not a single weakness in this entire starting 11, and even in the subs bench for that matter. We have taken the Red Dragons all the way from League 1 as a promoted League 2 side to the Premier League to the UCL final, man. And not only that, we've made them the best team in England in the process. But there's only 90 minutes of Season 8 left to crown Wrexham the best team in the world. All we got to do is get past the French giants PSG. Here come PSG early in the first half. Xavi Simons is on the ball. We all know how good this guy can be as well. That is a great shot. Good save, Kerbal. Early signs of aggression from PSG. We really need to be hot on our tails in this game. That is fantastic. Oh, how the hell have they still got the ball after that? But De Ligt is there, and he has just made it 1-0 to PSG inside 10 minutes, man. De Ligt of all players, really? This just simply isn't good. Who the hell is around De Ligt there, man? That's shocking from the Red Dragons. Here comes our Colombian striker, whose name is an absolute mouthful. I see that run from Santiago Jimenez. We're going to find... No! What is that for a cross? Get that cross right. Santiago Jimenez is banging that in every day of the week. Just a simple cross in is all that needed, man. And we are level with PSG. What a missed opportunity that is. Well, here we come once again. A second chance, maybe. Oh, that is beautiful. Santiago Jimenez is away this time on his favoured foot. Can he equal the scoreline? Of course he can. 30 minutes into the game. Santiago Jimenez, 1-1. But Federico Valverde is in behind the defence so easily, but thank God he can't finish his dinner. Jesus Christ. But we're beginning to get the bit between our teeth now. Look at that for a ball. We're going to come inside. Oh, that is beautiful. That is absolutely fantastic. Come on, put this. Oh, what a save, Donnarumma. That was tiki-taka at its finest, but Donnarumma denies us the lead. We're in the second half now, early in the second half. What a tackle, stamina. Beautiful stuff, lad. But we've got Giannis Constantelias on the counter-attack. He's got the pace. Do we sweat it or do we go with Constantelias? Nope. I think we go with Constantelias. We should have sweated it. What a missed opportunity. McGlynn to take the corner. That's a beautiful ball in there. If anybody's there, Disassi. Second chance. Oh my God, PSG. What do we have to do to get the goal to get us in front? Here come PSG though. A rare attack. Look at that from Stamenic, man. What a player he's been for us in this game. Constantelias is coming forward now. We've got options. We're going to try the cross one more time. Please get there. Oh my days. Donnarumma is actually world class, man. What do we have to do to get a second? Guys, we've got the chance to make a counter-attack happen here. Gravenberch is chasing McGlynn, but McGlynn's got the pace on him. Oh my God, I see that back post. Please put this away, please. There it is! 7 minutes to go. 6.5 minutes to go, should I say. We've just taken the lead in the UCL final. Finally, we bang a second goal past Donnarumma. Santiago Jimenez found a pocket of space in behind PSG's defence, and this time Donnarumma doesn't stand a goddamn chance. But that is the full-time whistle, ladies and gents. 6 minutes of added time was not enough for PSG to get one back. Not only have we made Wrexham the best team in England undisputably, but we have made them the world's best team. But that wasn't easy. It took us 8 years to make Wrexham go from League One to the Premier League to the Champions League to ultimately lifting the trophy. But that is our job with Wrexham done and dusty. But if you enjoyed that, you should click here to watch this, and don't forget to like and subscribe to help me beat Ramen to 100,000 subscribers.